Hi everyone, and we're back from Device Advice where we learned about hashtags and memes. And I'm here with singer-songwriter Jim Parker. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Jim.
Hey, thanks for having me.
We really appreciate it. So we usually start these things off with learning everyone's Telluride story. So Jim, what's your Telluride story?
Wow. I first came to Telluride in the 90s a couple times to ski.
Okay, like most.
And I learned that it was very difficult to get here and very difficult to ski here.
Yes.
And then about 5 years ago, my wife Leanne and I were taking a summer road trip, and we drove through Colorado. And we have friends here, and so we stopped to visit with them. And we had been at Peter and Darla's house for 8 minutes.
Yep.
And I get this tap on the shoulder, and Leanne says, we need to be here. And, you know, a typical husband, I looked at her and said, well, we are here. And that didn't work well.
No, wasn't enough.
Within a month, we were placing a bid on a place just right across right over there. And so for 5 years, we've been here about half time. And,
wow.
loving it.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
All it took was 8 minutes, huh?
Well, for her, yeah, it was, you know, and once I saw she was serious, it was like, yes, dear. So
that's all that matters.
you know, she got us here, and she's keeping us here, and so we spent about a month usually in January to ski, and then we come out and spend the summers.
Oh,
And,
it's perfect.
you know, I'm lucky enough that some folks here heard me and decided I could sing here. So.
Yes. Well,
That's
and
good.
that brings us to your music history.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear more about you and your story and journey.
You know, I grew up in Alabama, and you know, was just another kid, you know, that sang in the church choir, and ended up in high school playing in some bands. And then when I got into college, I decided that I might want to give this stuff a try. So I had learned to play guitar, and so I began accompanying myself, and ended up somehow. I got together with a couple of buddies that had written some songs, and we pooled all of our money, which was about $1,500 at the time.
Wow.
And went to Muscle Shoals, made a record, and took it to Nashville, pressed it, and then got it on 80 or 90 radio stations, and it became a regional hit.
Wow.
Next thing I knew, I was opening act for folks like Kenny Rogers and Ray Charles.
That's amazing.
You know, so
That's a dream.
It was just kind of a deal, and it was a pretty good ride for a few years, and then I decided I was going to take a different path, and was trying to work on family time, and spent about 25 years doing other things in the healthcare business. And
Oh, wow.
then almost 20 years ago, some friends of mine in Nashville, we crossed paths, and they said, hey, you know, when are you coming home? And so I did. At the end of last century, I moved to Nashville and started writing songs again.
Wow.
And so for the past 18, 19 years, I've done that. 17 years ago, Leanne showed up, and my writing improved. Because like the song that I'm going to do here today, Our Hearts Are the Same Color, she did the majority of the lyrics, came up with the song I did.
Wow.
And then she gives me this, you know, here, go write.
Right.
You know, so I do the music, and
What a good team.
so I now write two kinds of songs. I write really good songs that I co-write with Leanne,
Yeah.
and then I write these other songs that I just
That are like,
so,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you. That's a great story, and we're really glad it brought you here.
Hey, it's you know I left out one little piece. The Telluride Bluegrass Festival had a bit to do with me playing here, because
Yeah.
a bunch of my buddies are play that, and they were all on this last record that we did, and so we ended up going to this thing, and so some people heard me, and then
Right.
Denise Mongan
Yeah.
says, well, why don't you do this? And now Mickey's been out putting posters up
Oh,
everywhere.
boy.
So I got the team working.
Yeah, you got the team. Good advocates. That's amazing. Well, I'm really excited to hear that you're going to play one of your pieces live, as you mentioned. So thank you again, and look forward to
Pleasure meeting
hearing
you.
that. And pleasure meeting you too. Thank
All
you
right.
so much, Jim.
Okay.
And to hear more of Jim's music, head online to jimparkersongs.com. And of course, see him live at Music on the Green this Friday, August 30th. Now, we want to say thank you to community members like Jim to come on, because Telluride TV would not be what it was today without people like that. We also want to thank some other big collaborators like the Town of Mountain Village, Town of Telluride's Case, and Telluride Ski and Golf.
This song is called Our Hearts Are the Same Color. It was inspired by a poem called Human Family by Maya Angelou. There's a line in there that says, "We are more alike than we are unalike." And my wife, Leanne, had read that and had the thought for this song and crafted most of the lyrics and brought them to me and said, "Here, go write this song." So that's what I did. It's focused on the racial unrest that we're seeing in our country today, which for an old guy like me, it's just a repeat of the past, and I don't understand why we're doing it. But this song just focuses on the inside, we're all the same. So. Do you see the world in black and white, us or them, or is all together all right? Do you think different than is less than? Or do you think it's kind of cool? Is there tarnish on your golden rule? Does your God love only you? I don't see you in my mirror, but I feel you in my heart. Inside the skin, behind these eyes, beneath the fear, our hearts are the same color. Our hearts are the same. Our hearts are the same color. Do you see God in a newborn's eyes? Think we're different? Well, think twice. Do you feel broken when a young man's dead from a bullet in the back, or lost when a church full of faithful is under attack? I don't see you in my mirror, but I feel you in my heart. Inside this skin, behind these eyes, beneath the fear, our hearts are the same color. Our hearts are the same. Our hearts are the same color. History, travesty, hostility, depravity, apology, empathy, clarity, diversity, finally equality in the human family for all. Life and liberty if we choose kindness over hate. Love and be loved before it's too late. Our hearts are the same color. Our hearts are the same color. Do you see the world in black and white? us or them. Our hearts are the same color. Our hearts are the same